Meaning of the polymorphism is existence of the API in more crystalline forms, in different number of crystalline forms. If the API is not having any crystalline form, that time it is called as amorphous form. So if API is having specific crystalline form, and if it exists in more than one crystalline form, then API is said to have polymorphism. Polymorphism plays a critical role in the generic drug development, generic product development. Different polymorphs have different physical properties, chemical properties, physicochemical properties, biological properties, and stability properties. Also, different polymorphs have different effects onto the manufacturing processing. So, in short, different polymorphs have different stability, different solubility, and different absorption or permeation properties. Whenever we are developing generic formulation, whether we are developing a non-infringing type of product or we are making a generic, but still API polymorphism is to be understood and is required to be critically evaluated. Generic drug development requires suitable polymorph selection so that the requirements of generic product can be fulfilled, like demonstrating the therapeutic equivalence, demonstrating the bioequivalence, because polymorph has effect onto these properties. So many of the time the generic applicants need to understand regarding the API polymorphism. The novel drug applicant, innovators, or the reference product manufacturers or applicants often patent the specific polymorphic form. These specific polymorphic form may be more stable, have some different solubility properties, different permeability properties, and also these have effect onto the manufacturing process. Different polymorphs have different stability. Some polymorphs are more stable, some polymorphs may be less stable. So for generic applicant, stability, bioavailability or bioequivalence, manufacturing process plays a critical role. So polymorphism is required to be studied. Then patent issues might be there for the polymorphism. If the innovator claims some specific polymorphs, then the generic applicant should not use those polymorphs to make a non-infringing product. So strategic selection of the polymorphs ensure regulatory approval and patent compliance. So whenever you are developing a generic product, you need to understand the reference products patents regarding the polymorphs. So conduct a detailed patent search and identify the claims on the crystal structures, particle sizes, and preparation methods. Look for narrowly defined polymorph patents to explore the alternatives. So if some polymorph is patented by the innovator, you can use other polymorph. So whether you can use other polymorphs or not, that is required to be evaluated. So exploring alternative polymorphs. For this, investigate non-patented polymorphic forms. Consider these non-polymorphic forms for bioavailability, solubility, and stability, and then select a crystalline form or polymorph form that matches the therapeutic performance. Many of the time, it is observed that different polymorphs require different formulation strategies, different packaging strategies to be in line with the innovator. Evaluating bioequivalence. The alternative polymorph must achieve bioequivalence. So, conduct the dissolution and bioavailability studies. Ensure similar therapeutic effects as the patented forms, because demonstration of the bioequivalence is must for the generic product. Assessing stability and manufacturability. So, confirm stability under storage and manufacturing conditions. It is not like that if the uh, non-patented polymorph is selected, it will be similarly stable compared to the innovator's form. It may be less stable, or it may be get degraded due to the manufacturing conditions. Prevent transformation into patented polymorphs. This is very important. Sometimes if you select the non-patented polymorph, but due to some reason like storage or manufacturing condition, it get converted into the patented polymorph, then the generic applicant uh, is in the patent claim, or the generic formulation will not be non-infringing. So prevent transformation. The polymorph whichever is used, that should be retained in the final product till the end of shelf life. Test robustness under temperature and humidity variations. Regulatory pathway considerations for polymorphism. Some agencies allow alternative polymorphs if if the quality and therapeutic equivalence are maintained. Document selection, comparative studies and stability. Strengthen regulatory submissions with detailed analysis. Nowadays, many analytical techniques are there to study the polymorphism. Routinely, the X-ray diffraction techniques, DSC techniques are used. Many other newer techniques are being used for polymorphism or to study the polymorphism. Then consulting the intellectual property and legal experts. So collaboration is required with the IP professionals to avoid and study the infringement, that is called as infringement analysis. Conduct freedom to operate analysis, that is FTO analysis. Develop a legal strategy for potential patent challenge. If there is a challenge, that time the strategy should be there. Balancing performance and compliance. So the selected polymorph must meet therapeutic equivalence, stability under real world condition, manufacturing feasibility, so that the generic formulation can be successful and it will ensure successful market entry. This was the information for polymorphism. Why different polymorphic forms are there, and why these specific polymorphs are patented? Because the reference formulation manufacturer will patent those polymorphs which are which are uh, stable under different conditions, manufacturing processes and stability, and also are showing good bioavailability. So if generic applicant want to develop a formulation with non-infringing way, that time polymorphism will play a great role. A well-documented approach for the polymorphism for the patent challenge will support regulatory approval. And polymorphism is very crucial for balancing the bioequivalence, stability, and manufacturability. Strategic selection of the polymorphs strengthen the generic drug in the market. So I hope this video will help you to understand the uh, effect of API polymorphism in the generic development. Thank you for watching the video.